Good. You were seriously concerned. Did you start?
Yeah.
Good. Because I'm editing this beginning part out. You'll notice that there is no intro music, no thumbnail,
Nothing.
no joy in my eyes. Usually when I do my rants,
He's usually happy and perky.
I'm actually usually. Fun fact of the day. This is thanks for pointing that out. Is that most of the things I rant about, I don't actually really hate. I just have like a certain gripe against them, but I exploit it, and that's.
But this time you're actually serious. When you walked in today, you were serious. Same thing for me. It's probably about the one topic. It's in the title. It's an event that some of us really care about.
Some of us. Some of you probably don't. Most of the people on my subscribe list probably don't care about this.
But the millions and millions of you probably won't care about this.
Maybe.
And if you didn't get our whole millions and millions spiel,
we're talking about The Rock, and we're talking about wrestling. More importantly, Wrestlemania.
which was last night.
And as you can see, we're kind of phoning in the anger the same way they phoned in WrestleMania. So, let's just, this isn't really a rant so much as like a rant/review. There'll be a rant in here, but...
we'll rant about a few key things. There's still some things that we liked from that pay-per-view. The rest is like, I hate it.
Yeah, so but let's cover, first off, pre-show. No one cares. Moving on. Pre-show...
I thought it was pretty good. It's like, well, the pre-show, like the setup of it is like an hour. It's almost like a pre-game show. It's like your Super Bowl, your NFL thing. I like that because it's like a build-up. It's like you have four guys on a panel.
I understand what you're saying. I don't like titles that change hands on pre-shows. I don't like the pre-shows. Like it's like changing hands on like you know whatever their middle of the week show. It's like if somebody beat somebody for a title at like Saturday Morning Slam, which is a half-hour show. I'd just be like, why did you do that for? Small rant. Fucking, we got the mid-title championships for. Why do we have them? No Antonio Cesaro. Nothing. I don't even want to. I'm so lazy about how they phoned into WrestleMania. I'm not even doing his thing. I was gonna do it too. Wade Barrett lost to the Miz. Cool. Miz is over. Miz is a face. That's fine. Lost to the pre-show, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett will probably not. He'll probably fall into obscurity after facing the Miz a couple more times. He won't be fighting for any world titles because he's a heel. If anything, they would have had him beat The Miz because...
Or better yet, with Wade Barrett, he would have been world champion a long time ago.
He should have been world champion. I understand that you really don't want titles to bounce from hand to hand really rapidly because it kills the prestige. But certain guys should have had world titles by now. One being Wade Barrett. The other being... Dolph Ziggler should be on his second because his first one really doesn't count.
Yeah.
Because he was on champion for like 5 minutes. But he has been a world heavyweight champion before. Okay, so pre-show, more importantly, hour long. Don't remember seeing 2 Tons of Funk versus Road Scholars. I remember them promoting that very heavily. Promoted it very heavily. Had an entire thing on it on Raw and on that SmackDown thing where they just showed clips from every show.
Which I didn't watch because that was useless.
I watched it.
I saw the access because I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
For the record, if you ever go to WrestleMania, which I have last year in Miami, a.k.a. the better one than this one, it's pretty cool because you get to go to Access, you get to see all the stuff that's there, you get to meet your favorite wrestlers, get to do a Q&A of Superstar Impersonation, The Undertaker's Graveyard. Oh, by the way, I heard they didn't do it this year.
They didn't do it this year. You know what they did this year? Which I subscribed to a guy, Wiza Now, or One Ring of Wiza, Wiza is his name. He was telling me, or he was saying, he wasn't telling me directly, he was saying that they have, everything was Cena. Everything was Cena related. They had Cena discussion booth. They had a Cena Q&A, the Cena trivia, and that
was last year.
They did this year too, and they also he said that the reason why John Cena is the number one selling T-shirts is because when he was there doing Access, because it was down in New York City, which I didn't go because I wasn't down there. I wanted to go, but I'm glad I didn't because I wouldn't have wasted my money. He said that they really only sell Cena shirts. But he did say that the new CM Punk and the new Jack Swagger shirts kind of flew off the shelves. So that's something positive, I guess you could take from WrestleMania. But anyway, pre-show, okay, no 2 Tons of Funk, even though they wouldn't shut up about it. The Bella Twins and everything, nothing.
They'll probably be on Raw.
Probably. They'll probably like somebody. I don't know why they didn't have it with an hour-long pre-show, but whatever. I don't remember seeing it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I also didn't pay for it, so you can argue that I didn't lose any money.
Guess what? This guy
paid
half.
He paid half. I didn't pay for it. I watched. I streamed it, but that was from someone else that I actually physically know. So they paid for it. I didn't. What was the first match on the card?
It was the Shield against the team of Sheamus, Big Show, and Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. One, why? Why first? You've seen what they can do in the past, especially bringing big spots to a match. I didn't see this match, by the way.
I did.
Watched replay of it. I didn't see the match initially, and I was looking at it going, why is this the first thing on the card? Why isn't Fandango versus Fandango? Why isn't that him versus Chris Jericho?
We want to see Jericho's jackets sparkle up, which I wish they sold those.
No, they don't sell the Jericho Sparkle jackets, though. They should sell those.
They should do it.
You could sell those for like $100 and people will probably still buy them. I mean, who doesn't want a light up jacket? I mean, you probably electrocute your kids or whatever. But whatever.
Do it.
So that was the first card. No swerve, no nothing. No heel turn by Randy Orton.
That was the Big Show.
Big Show. No heel turn by Big Show because Big Show never was a face. Big Show was just an anti-hero. Someone who's not a bad guy, but also... he's an anti-hero. Not a bad guy, not a good guy. Like Triple H or Stone Cold Steve Austin, where they just beat up everyone.
It was funny about the Big Show, like going into the match, I was thinking, okay, I have my 3 different picks. This was what's going to happen. What I wanted, Randy Orton to turn heel. My wild card would be like Sheamus to turn heel because he has problems with the Big Show from early on. That'd be like a swerve right there. But the WWE logic, which I went with, Big Show turns on them.
Big Show turned. He didn't even turn on them.
He didn't turn on them. He just stood there.
He just knocked them out after the match, which makes no sense. Because it just doesn't. WWE logic is a terrible thing. WWE. Let me explain. Even though this video is going to run for a fair amount of time, WWE logic goes like this. The people that work at WWE Creative are a bunch of 19-year-old
Hollywood writers.
You ever wonder the people who get, like Ben, who goes to school here with us, he's a creative writing major. You ever wonder what happens to those people and where they get their jobs at? WWE is where they get their jobs at. Bunch of 19 to 25-year-old creative writing majors who probably were never wrestling fans their entire life, and this was said by, I want to say...
I know where you're going with, because I remember when Vince Russo was a booking genius.
Exactly. I'm trying to remember who exactly said it, and he said it in a documentary. I
just know Freddie Prinze Jr. used to be a writer, but you could just go on if you forget.
I can't remember off the top of my head, and it'll probably hit me later. The guy who used to walk around with the snakes all the time.
Jake Roberts.
Jake Snake Roberts. I believe it was him who said that. It's just now it's become a bunch of 19-year-old creative writing majors that write and are yes men for Vince McMahon. They just agree with whatever he said. They don't take any risks because they like the stability of their job. You make a ton of money to write the same crap people see every week. So
imagine if Vince was looking for that. Let's say if I'm a creative thing, if I was booking this event, oh my god, I would have tons of fun with this.
You could have so much. There were so many things. Whatever. Let's talk about the show before we start talking about because we're running out of time. So that was Shield 1. Big Show, not a heel turn. But they took, once again, another match where they took the safe.
Yep.
Way out. Same thing with having the Miz one didn't. It was safe, but not because you could work it later on with him not having one, but you have to give him something for especially the solid year where they had him losing after the whole R-Truth botch thing. So anyway, past that. So those Shield. Second match was
Ryback versus Mark Henry. That match sucked balls.
Match was boring. However, only match of the night where the ending worked. And it didn't. It
didn't kill anything.
I don't know if Ryback is hurt, but he looked kind of hurt, especially at the end.
That ending looked pretty
nasty.
Mark
Henry fell on him. That was kind of Mark Henry's a dense dude.
At least he won. That was probably the surprise of the night.
Surprise of the night, Mark Henry won. Which
I was happy for.
There was no Ryborg, so that's something.
That's what he does.
That's what I do.
That's what I do.
That's what he does. No Ryborg, aka Super Ryback. He lost. He lost legitimately. Probably is actually hurt. I hope not though, because he's a pretty decent face. I'd prefer him as a heel. He'd be a great monster heel, but with Mark Henry rolling around, especially because even though he doesn't have much stamina, so his matches could be quick. He does quick squash matches, and squash matches with faces are annoying. That was the second match. Kind of boring, but ending worked and made sense, especially with their feud being so short.
Yeah, they'll probably continue in Extreme Rules.
Probably. It'll probably
be
some kind of something like last match, something related to that.
Yep.
Next match.
Chris Jericho against Fandango.
Please don't say his name wrong.
You can't, or else we're gonna have to like stop this video.
If we said his name wrong, he'd probably
just walk through this door back
and stop the video.
You have to breathe the
You
A's.
have to breathe the A's in my name.
Feel the excitement.
He talks like a very John Laurinaitis version of Triple H. It's very lazy, but at the same time raspy. Anyway,
it was okay. It was
okay
an okay match.
Fandango didn't pull off a lot of moves. It was mostly just Jericho kind of carrying the match.
Taking him over, but he did have some. I think the kick. I really like what he did with. He threw Jericho into the post immediately. I heard like a ping. It's like a puck off the post.
Yeah.
You can hear that ping. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh.
Which said it was good. It gave me something to pop to at least at home. Words I'm looking for. The leg drops off the top rope. Thought that should have been saved for later because he did it once and Jericho kicked out of it. So that if that's going to be Fandango's finishing move, it already looks weak. I would suggest that he do the Kenny Dykstra off the top of one hand up in the air, grab the leg, the old Jesse and Festus or whatever they were. That leg drop with the show off leg drop. He should do something like that. His leg drop looks kind of like Matt Hardy-ish, but it already looks weak. So because Jericho kicked out of it, had he did it and Jericho not kicked it. Also, no roll ups at Mania. Roll up wins at Mania is strictly for Divas matches. Also, no Divas on the card. No Antonio Cesaro. Kind of glad about the no Divas, but not happy about the no Antonio Cesaro. No, I'm not happy about that at all. Once again, why champion?
Yep.
He's not at Mania. Mid card guys are not being used, but that's beside the point. They have a lot of mid card guys too. They have like 60 people on their roster, and they only use like 10.
Yep.
Past that, so Fandango wins, roll up pin. Don't like roll ups at Mania. I just don't like if that had happened on a Raw, and then Jericho wanted, like say. Jericho beats him once. Fandango says, I can beat you. Then beats him with a roll-up on like 2 Raws before Mania. And then they had their Mania match. If Fandango beats him cleanly, that would have worked.
Yeah.
Or maybe just one match and he
at least it was clean. It wasn't dirty.
It was clean. So that's another thing, too. He didn't.
And Jericho does put him over.
Jericho's known for putting guys over. I'd have preferred that Jericho had one because it'd keep the feud going.
Yep.
And that roll-up could have been saved for later to create a third match at Extreme Rules. Jericho wins at Mania and Fandango beats him on Raw in a roll-up.
My shoes were not ready for the match.
Yeah, he'll probably say something along the line, or he could have been something like that. But anyway, next match.
Well, you had that P. Diddy concert, which was
P. Diddy concert was terrible.
So we forward to the next match for the World Heavyweight Championship between Alberto Del Rio.
No.
Oh.
Alberto Del Rio. And
Jack Swagger.
And Weed the People.
Not we.
Oh, sorry. We the People. Mr. Stoneface Jack Swagger. Great persona, by the way.
They cut out his entrance, too.
Yeah, no, right? That's
and he came out with the card, too.
I knew he was going to lose. That's how I knew he was going to lose, because they cut his entrance off. They didn't show him. We'd like to add great new theme music for his persona.
Yep.
I actually like listening to his new theme song, even though there's no lyrics to it. I like it a lot better. It fits his persona perfect. And then the Patriot Mobile or whatever.
The Patriot Mobile. I can't believe they cut that out.
I hate. Yeah, they you can't cut that out. I mean, they let. Last year he got ran off the side of the thing by Stone Cold, or 2 years ago he got ran.
They do the push-ups and they're like,
yeah, and then he gets pushed off by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let's let him come down in his own card. But they cut him off or whatever. He should have. It would have been a lot better had they let him come out in that card. If you remember, what was the SmackDown vs. Raw 2009?
That was last year. No.
SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. In the game, Cena has that.
That was like the military
in the storyline. He has
the American flag.
Yeah, he's waving the. That should have been Jack Swagger on the back of it. Up back, waving the American flag.
Maybe like him doing like this. Everything. It'd be like just standing there.
Yeah, just standing there holding the flag and doing like that. If he had found some way to do that, that would have been that would feel a lot better. But and actually let him do his entrance. That's how you know you're going to lose. When the guy doesn't get his entrance, you know he's going to lose. Other than that, match, it's a toss-up. Kind of short, especially for a World Heavyweight title match. But the biggest problem I had...
Where was Ziggler?
No Ziggler cash-in.
Oh, yeah, before that was Dolph Ziggler and Big E versus Team Hell No, which we all know who won.
Don't care. Team Hell No is done. The Mania should have been Kane versus
Daniel Bryan.
And Daniel Bryan tearing him apart because he's the American Dragon, or used to be the American Dragon.
Yes!
No. Should have been Goatface versus Maskface. If Kane lost, he takes off the mask. If if Brian loses,
save the beard.
We're on like how many minutes? 14. Oh, yeah. Chad's trying to keep time for us, but this video we don't.
Yeah, we don't care. This is a rant. This is like a serious rant.
This is a serious rant / review. But anyway, yeah. So whatever. Goatface versus Maskface. Yep. Loser takes off.
Let's go back to the whole Ziggler thing, not cashing.
Ziggler no cash in. He should have won tag team titles and making him a very decorated champion.
No, that would have made no sense, Cole, because they would carry 2 belts. I can see why they did.
Well, yeah, it's only believable that Dolph Ziggler could carry 2 belts with his persona, especially with AJ rolling around and Big E laying.
She almost screwed up that match again.
She's terrible.
But she's hot.
She's cute. She's so skinny. Anyway, I'd snap her. Anyway. No cash in by Ziggler at the end of.
Spoiler alert, that'll be tonight.
That'll be tonight because we're recording this on Monday.
Yep.
That'll be tonight. Ziggler will probably cash in within like the next week or 2. It won't matter. It won't matter that he cashes in tonight. I won't care.
But I'll be happy for him because he won the belt.
I won't be watching Raw. I won't be doing a Raw review.
No.
Nothing. This was just me venting about Mania.
Yeah.
Probably going to cash in tonight like they always do. We established that there's only been like 5 or so people to cash in at a pay-per-view.
About 5.
None to cash in at Mania.
Yep. Last one was Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan promised to cash in at Mania, never did.
Turned heel.
He turned heel instead,
thus beginning the great Daniel Bryan.
The great Daniel Bryan reign, which ended in an 18-second match.
I was pissed.
Which they somehow still allowed Sheamus to be over. Why? Because he's the son of God, aka Triple H. And if whatever God wants, God gets, and then whatever Heavenly Buddha, a.k.a. Vince McMahon, wants, God has to do, and then God gets.
Mm-hmm.
Or God wants, and then God gets. So, no cash in. Pissed me off.
Yep.
I tweeted to Wiza the no cash in. Punk had to beat Taker, and Cena had to turn heel, or I was done with WWE. Spoiler alert. None of those things happened.
But we'll still review those.
But we'll still keep going. Anyway.
Next match, which was the match of the night. CM Punk against The Undertaker. Living Color fucking returns.
They kind of phoned in the singing. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be live. Then again, I've never seen it.
That was better than Diddy.
Yes, it was way better.
Anything's better than Diddy.
I was glad that they showed and did his entrance, though, because Punk's never really had a grand WrestleMania entrance. Even when he faced Orton, everything seemed like everyone else was so much bigger.
Yep.
And facing The Undertaker, he definitely needed that because it makes him look good.
Both entrances were great, though. Punk's and The Undertaker's.
Yeah, both very good. Punk versus Taker. Punk should have won, and I'll explain to you why. And here's how we'll get into it later. That
might be another part for next week or something.
No, we'll cover it now. This will be a really long video, but we'll cover it now.
Yeah.
Rock should never beat Punk. Punk should be
the champ.
Should have been champ.
At that point.
At this point in time, Streak versus Streak.
That's your main event. You build up to
That's your main event. And then I understand that Paul Bearer died and you want to give him Undertaker the win in honor of Paul Bearer. Fine.
But it gives additional meaning to the whole streak. It's like your streak's gonna die like Paul Bearer. That's like a major heat. That's your heat.
That's major heat because little effect. Punk is leaving. Punk is he's taking time off. He's taking time off. He's not leaving WWE for good. Maybe I would leave if I was him.
Imagine if he goes to TNA.
He should go to TNA or back to ROH. He should go back to ROH. He'll be a huge star there. And he might actually bring that company and wind up being like their John Cena, the same way AJ Styles is TNA's John Cena. Yep. But, or at least he was. At least, CM Punk should have won. Streak versus Streak. If it was Streak versus Streak, then Undertaker should have won, which would have set up for John Cena to lose
to The Rock.
To The Rock.
But still have the briefcase.
Yeah.
Because he was Money in the Bank.
Here's the events that should have led up. John Cena should have never tried to cash in Money in the Bank. He should have kept it, went for his redemption against Rock, lost. Choke again for the second time, realized he can't beat The Rock.
Like the Patriots against the Giants. That's what I was thinking.
Just choke. Exactly. Choke twice. Get really upset, beat down The Rock with the briefcase. We said Jericho should have won Mania.
Yeah, Jericho should have won.
Jericho should have won Mania. The Rumble.
Ziggler's the world champ.
Ziggler cashed in, setting up a feud between him and Jericho.
And then Ziggler wins.
Yeah, Ziggler cashes in on Jericho, which would have set up a feud between them, and that could have lasted for a little bit longer. Because after all, Jericho is the one Dolph Ziggler is the one that beat him, that got him knocked out of the business for 6 months anyway. Mm-hmm. John Cena's Money in the Bank. He keep doing his whole face Cena stuff. Mm-hmm. When he loses to The Rock, which should have been last night,
No, like The Rock leaves and then Cena gets like you see him, he gets upset again, and then he just walks off.
When they go to hug it out or whatever, when after The Rock beats him, he goes to hug it out. Even at
Hugs it out, F you.
No, yeah, exactly. He should have went back to doing the F you. Instead of being like, I didn't adjust his attitude, I told him F you, and then drop him. And
that's what your heel.
Great would have been.
But that'd be like for Mondays, like that is your Cena promos. Like I didn't give him an attitude adjustment. I told him
F you
to go F you.
Yeah, F you. And then could have moved back to Cena, Dr. Thugonomics heel.
Yep.
With the chain gang and all that. It would have been great. Or at least for the smarts.
More like a thug. Not like a rapper thing, but more like a thug.
Yeah, more like a thug. Little kids would hate it because they love John Cena and WWE would hate it.
Do this to me, Cena?
Yeah, they would be crying like Hulk Hogan when he went Hollywood. But, so yeah, and then after CM Punk loses the WWE title
takes time off.
To Undertaker, takes time off.
Then comes back.
At least in a perfect world.
Yeah.
Cena's Money in the Bank winner, turns heel after beating down The Rock. Punk loses to Undertaker, Taker's WWE champion. Cena comes down, cashes in the heelest way possible, beating down The Undertaker.
And wins the belt at WrestleMania.
At Mania, thus ending the streak in the heelest way possible. In a way that no one would ever see coming.
Imagine the crowd.
Imagine the crowd would be so hot against Cena.
They just start throwing shit in the ring.
It'd be like when Triple H faced off in the Hog Pen match, like 20 years ago. Against, I can't remember who, but when they were whipping bottles and stuff at him, would have been amazing. The heat from
I was thinking like from the fans, like with some like pissed off.
No. The heat from the children, it would be a bunch of kids crying. You could get shots of children crying, saying John Cena betrayed us. And now
they did that when he lost to Barrett at Hell in a Cell.
John Cena betrayed us. Kids crying, all us smart sick in the crowd going, yes, yes, screaming it. Daniel Bryan, yes, chance.
I just go to Loki like, fuck yeah.
He's just screaming. And that would have been a great end to me. That would have been, and then you could have the World Heavyweight Title match or whatever.
Oh my god!
And then even still, to build more heat for Cena, have him come down when Dolph Ziggler.
No, when he says our time is now, it's like we'll go in that later on. The whole our time is now shit.
Well, this is gonna be a really long video. I'm sorry to chat ahead of time.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's not what happens. We're talking about in a perfect world, but in the current world that we live in with WWE logic. Punk loses to Taker. Punk should have beat Taker because he is leaving. Mm-hmm. Would have given him the perfect opportunity, whether he's returning as a face or a heel, to be like,
God has arrived.
Yeah. Like, he could easily come back and be like, God has arrived, whether or not he's heel or face, because you don't know who's going to be champ. He beat The Undertaker. So if somebody else is like...
If Cena's champ, you're like, give the belt to God.
Exactly. He could come back as a heel because Cena's already face.
Punk should just stay heel.
Punk should stay heel because he's better as a heel.
Yep.
He hasn't dropped a pipe bomb in a long time. But anyway, I thought he did. If you want to call it, when he poured the ashes / sand on the Undertaker, that was awesome.
Yes.
Especially with Cena being face now, especially if they knew ahead of time. But it has been said in the past that sometimes they change the outcome of the matches literally like minutes before the match starts.
Yeah.
So. Had they once they've known, if they didn't know beforehand, but they probably did, especially when it comes to Cena, because they played it safe this whole night. You could tell that they picked
safe.
They picked safe
over risk
/ reward. And it's New York City, man. You gotta play. You
gotta play hardball.
You gotta play hardball like that, and the Royal Roulettes and all that. You gotta play big cities like New York, Los Angeles, Miami.
You gotta go all in.
You gotta go all in. You gotta play Vegas style. And these guys,
if it hurts like your Make-A-Wish stuff. You have other people do it. You could have like
other people will
Sheamus do it. You could have Orton do it. You're still safe. If you have Cena turn heel, your company's gonna be better. People will watch the company.
People will watch Cena be heel because they haven't. Most fans who are currently, he's been face for about 10, 11 years now.
He's been face since like 03. And he did it in Buffalo.
He's been face for almost 10 years now. Most of the current WWE fans, which are the children, don't remember a time when Cena was a heel because most of them don't remember Eddie Guerrero, which was when Cena was a heel. Perfect time to make Cena a heel. Or even if you were going to leave him a face like this, why didn't CM Punk beat Taker in order to be able to come back and...
No, they'd be on YouTube and they watch Cena be heel and all that stuff. It's like, why are the people cheering then and they're booing him?
Yeah, when they watch Cena as a heel and people were booing him, and then they watch him now as a face and people are still booing him. He's the only person to run from heel to face. And look, anyway, moving on to the
Brock Lesnar, Triple H. What's the other?
Don't care. I don't care about Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. Triple H needs to die. That's it. Somebody needs to take a gun, a heaven gun, and shoot God in the face.
He's a hunter.
He's a hunter. He needs to shoot Triple H with a bow and arrow. Because I've seen his show. He's actually pretty good with a bow. Anyway, he needs to shoot Triple H in the face. So,
here is the rant. Cena, Rock, twice in a lifetime.
Shortest lifetime I think I've ever lived in my entire life. A year?
That was a year.
Lifetimes roll by fast as I phone it in and look at my phone. Yeah. I don't know why. This is going to be really long. I'm sorry for anyone that... I know a lot of people don't watch my videos longer than like 2 minutes of it because they don't care. But hopefully you guys watch the whole thing.
They probably will because this is wrestling. And a lot of wrestling fans will watch this.
John Cena versus The Rock. Rock.
First off, there was like no big entrance. Like, as planned, they're going to do a big entrance.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm like...
No big entrance.
Where's the big entrance?
If The Rock
was... Eminem?
No, nothing. You know, there's no Eminem. Where was Machine Gun Kelly?
Machine Gun Kelly was last year, which I was there live for that.
But he should have rapped the song Invincible for John Cena.
No, that would have been the same as last year. I would go with
Eminem. John Cena didn't come out to the song. Or they should have did what they did before with all the Cena lookalikes.
Word life.
That would have been
25. That'd be great to have like the whole Slim Shady thing going on.
Yeah, and then have Eminem do the whole I'm Slim Shady just real quick, and then have John Cena come out. But whatever. No big entrance from The Rock. You would think he'd do something big because it's The Rock, but that's how you could tell.
I heard they were gonna do. They were supposed to do Jay-Z or something, but I think they would probably go with the whole song like
if they were smart, they'd have The Rock come out like punch his way out of a fake boulder.
No, they have like the big Brahma Bull smoke coming out.
Exactly,
that'd be perfect.
They should have they could have did a whole thing where they take one of those bulls that they use for torture that they set on fire to like kill people and threw like a John Cena lookalike inside.
Yep.
And then just like had the smoke coming out of the nose like he was and screaming, and then had John Cena or The Rock point at it. The Rock needs to stop doing that little dance he does in the beginning when he walks down to the ring. Because it clearly tires him out.
What dance? The whole thing, like getting prepared. And
all
stuff?
He shakes his arms and all that, so we can see how strong he is. It clearly tires him out. He has about as much stamina as not even Ryback. He has about as much stamina as Great Khali. So he needs to stop doing that. He needs to worry about his in-ring stamina. Kind of glad he's not champion. Didn't want him to be champion in the first place. Anyway.
I'll say this: it was pretty cool for me to see The Rock be the champ again because
I'm
a big Rock fan.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I am too. I was a huge Rock fan because everyone else that was white loved Stone Cold Steve Austin. I was like, that's so.
I was white and I love The Rock. Stone Cold. I'm like, I hated him when he faced The Rock.
Oh yeah, it was great, but blown out first with the match. Anytime John Cena has to carry a match twice, the same match, it's bad. When John Cena has to carry a match, it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
What else am I trying to say? Match was the end of the match showcased reversal after reversal. At one point, John Cena did the rock bottom, which was kind of cool.
Yep.
It was just something cool. A new move.
No, then Rock did the whole 5-knuckle shuffle. He did that.
Well, he didn't even do a 5-knuckle shuffle.
He just did the mocking of it.
He just did the mocking of it, which John Cena should have done. He was going for people's elbow.
He held on to the ropes and everything.
He held onto the like he was going for a fake people's elbow or faking him out, The Rock out for people's elbow. But he was going to go for people's elbow like he did last time. The Rock should have went for a 5-knuckle shot. He should have did this and then spit on his hand and smacked it down on John Cena's face. But of course he didn't do that. The match just showed the Rock is always blown out. You saw him breathing at the end of the match because he couldn't breathe. John Cena won. That's it. We've seen the what the belt's gonna look like for John Cena because they made the Congratulations John Cena shirts.
Our time is now.
You can't see me logo on the side.
The Dudley Boys Get to Tables 3D.
Yeah, because
we'll spoil it. It's not.
We also
think it's
3D. It's for the Dudley Boys. Yeah. Aces and eights. I would like to add. Nobody ever remembers. Jericho did that first.
I never seen that before.
Jericho did that very shortly when he first returned with the break the code thing, you know.
Oh, okay.
He did it very briefly.
Okay.
And that's about the same time when John Cena started really doing that like hard. Like usually he did this.
He did this.
And then Jericho did this and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's perfect. Hustle, loyalty, respect." Somebody like thought they were really goddamn clever. It was like, "Hustle, loyalty, respect." Yeah.
The Dudley Boys. Woohoo!
But that was at the time, Jericho was only like a 3-time world champion.
Yep.
So that's why, he did like 3. He had it was something he did very, very briefly. Mm-hmm. And he only did like twice. Same way like Randy Orton used to use CM Punk's old theme. He used it one night.
Yep, once.
Yeah, he used it once. Anyway, Mania.
This one sucked.
This is the worst Mania
I've
ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen.
I know. I was at 28 live. 28 was better than this.
Yeah.
Cena Rock last year was better than this Cena Rock.
Cena Rock last year was better. Okay.
Better because it was like 50-50 and you didn't know who was going to win.
You didn't know who was going to win.
This one was like 90% chance Cena wins, 10% chance Rock wins.
No, it wasn't even like that. It was 95% chance Cena wins and
5%.
2% Cena loses and turns heel. 3% Rock wins.
And then Cena walks away.
And it was like 2%. It was like 3% Rock just wins and that's it.
Yeah. 2% is Cena turns heel.
2% Cena turns heel. 95% Cena wins and everything goes back to status quo, which is what happened.
Yep.
Nothing's gonna happen. There's not gonna be any big swerves. Cena's probably gonna be champ up until.
I give him June.
SummerSlam.
I give him June.
Probably SummerSlam. He'll be champ up until SummerSlam. Whoever wins Money in the Bank will probably cash in on him, building some kind of stupid feud. CM Punk probably be back by then. Maybe he'll win Money in the Bank. Cash in. I don't know who's going to win Money in the Bank. We're talking about next year, and it doesn't even matter, or next calendar year, or wrestling.
Spoiler alert: Brock Lesnar's the champion come next year.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar's going to be champion.
Thank God.
Brock Lesnar needs to win.
Lesnar Rock for the belt. WrestleMania 30. Let's go.
That brings me back to the reason why CM Punk should still be champion. Should have been instead of interference by the Shield, which they've completely removed the Shield from CM Punk. Should have been interference by Borg Laser, and therefore setting up Borg versus Rock 2 at Mania instead of Triple H versus Borg 2 at Mania. They already had this match at SummerSlam. It's not like it was a year ago, and like,
but it was a little better.
The time period makes more sense because The Rock and Cena was just they waited an entire year.
Yep.
Run out of time on the card. How much time is this?
It's a half hour.
Half hour. Good. I like that.
Here we go.
Video. We gotta wrap this up. Basically, I want to say WrestleMania was terrible.
Fuck you, Cena.
Cena needs a heel turn. Biggest thing, I would love
Someone,
to go
please tweet this to Cena. Go to this part. Fuck you, Cena.
Yeah, just take that part, exhibit out. Here's the biggest problem with Cena, and I'll explain really quickly. There's something that wrestlers do as part of their character called breaking down a character. When you break down a character leaves and goes through like trials and tribulations. It isn't in the main event anymore. It fades into oblivion, only to come back and rise to the top again. They do it very slowly. Cena's character, their version of breaking down Cena's character is having Cena lose a bunch of main events, which he shouldn't be main eventing in the first place because he main evented, I think, out of the 12 pay-per-views where CM Punk was champion, he main evented 10 of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
9 or 10 of them, and he had no reason. And not to mention the fact that he main evented pay-per-views before Mania when he faced The Rock, and then he main evented Mania even though somebody had won the Royal Rumble, which is supposed to be the main event.
Yep.
Rock or John Cena didn't win the Royal Rumble. Neither one of them were champion. It didn't make any sense.
No, Cena won the Rumble this year, so he's in the main event.
He's in the main event.
Yep, he's in the main event.
So they made it make sense this year, but he should have did that last year. When he should have did that last year, but he was champion last year. So like,
Cena Rock was advertised as the main event.
It was advertised as the main event, but it wasn't. That makes no sense. Like they completely cut out the fact that the Royal Rumble was supposed to be the main event. The guy who won the Royal Rumble was supposed to be the main event. I don't remember who won, and I don't even care. I'm done with wrestling. I'm not watching it anymore. I'm done until Wiza tells me otherwise. Chad, you can turn this camera off. Until Wiza or Smalls99 tells me otherwise, I'm done with wrestling, and I'm not even doing an outro for this.